Instead of knowing what career path you're going to do after ballet, here's how you can prepare. Hi dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to Twin Talks Ballet. If you don't know me, I'm a former professional ballet dancer and now a mindset coach for dancers. And really what I do is I help dancers to adopt a healthy and confident mindset that allows them to perform at their personal best level with enjoyment for what they do. And of course, confidence. Today, I really want to step more into the mentorship role of what I do, of talking from my experience as a ballet dancer to those of you who are either pursuing a professional career or you're in one and you're worried about what will I do after I can't dance anymore or I choose not to. I know from experience that this is an anxiety-inducing question for many of us, and it's really scary to contemplate life after ballet sometimes, which is why I've made so many videos about it. I've lived through that fear, and I know that there is absolutely hope and joy on the other side, but wow, y'all, the messy middle, oh my gosh, it's a real thing. So I want to help you guys prepare yourselves and your minds for just being at peace and knowing that you have a plan in place, or at least you have a way of thinking about what you'll do after you're not dancing anymore that allows you to feel at peace in your current pursuit of ballet and not so anxious about that day when, time comes to pursue something else in life. So today in particular, what I'm going to be talking about is answering that question a little bit. I can't answer it for you, but I'll give you my insights on, is it necessary to have a solid backup plan as a professional dancer or pre-professional dancer? Do you have to know exactly what your next steps are going to be and how you're going to do it and have it all lined up in order to be a responsible human being? My first thought is no, I don't believe you need to. Now, particularly in American culture, I think there is such an emphasis placed on knowing what you're going to be and knowing what to do and having your whole life planned out. And then once you get to the young professional age, people are like, what's your 5-year plan? And I think it's obnoxious. I identify as being an ambitious, career-oriented person. I've always been achievement-oriented since I was a kid, and I remember really trying to kind of have this sense of certainty around that question of what will I be, what will I do? And then when I decided I wanted to be a professional dancer, of course all these adults were like, what's your backup plan? What's your backup plan? What's your backup plan? And then once I finally got to that age where I was auditioning and really trying to make the ballet thing happen, I was asking myself that question of shoot, if this whole thing doesn't work out, what am I gonna do? So in order to have my own peace of mind, yeah, I tried to answer that question to the best of my abilities, and I thought that what I needed was an exact answer. And what I want to provide to you guys today is to say hey, if you have an answer, that's awesome, totally awesome. But I think what is much more in line with reality is recognizing that we might have quite a bit of time or several years or maybe a year between now and dancing and when it's time to embark on that second path. And between now and that day, you don't know what opportunities you'll be exposed to. You don't even know how you'll change as a person. You don't know what new career paths you'll learn about, what new skills you'll develop, what new aspects of yourself you'll discover that leads to a revelation that, whoa, okay, no, I want to do this. I think there's such an emphasis placed on knowing your life's work before you've experienced much of life. And I think that's also kind of ridiculous. Having been someone who has experienced the weight and the burden of feeling as a kid and as a person in college, I need to know what my whole life is going to be. I believe that was actually a damaging mentality because it really swayed me away from experimenting. I tried to know before I experimented. I really want to not only debunk some misconceptions I think exist around the necessity of a backup plan, but I don't just want to say you don't need a backup plan. No, rather, I want to equip you guys with some things that you can know, you can do, and you can work on in order to best set yourself up for those next steps without necessarily having total clarity on like what the thing is that you're going to do and how you're going to get there. I love the phrase when preparation meets opportunity. I think it's so important to be a person who is equipped and prepared for some known outcomes that they desire, but also for the unknown, like to be ready for an opportunity that you never expected to come your way, and to have a mindset and a skill set to take advantage of that when it does come. Yeah, I do think it's a total misconception that a dancer like needs to know what they're gonna do if ballet doesn't work out, like to a T. Why I think this is a damaging misconception is that dancers were expected to know up here and to like know what we're gonna do before experiencing what that secondary career path is actually like. What will happen is like, of course, when we seek to answer a question, we only are working with the potential answers that are known in our minds. I see a lot of dancers being like, I need a backup plan. So then they think, what are some things that I know that I might be interested in? And if you're trying to answer this question for yourself after honestly living in the ballet bubble for most of your life, and I talked about this in my former video, 4 misconceptions about secondary career path. I'll link that in the cards and then also in the description. What I describe in the video is like, if you're making a decision based off of just what you have known based off of your limited life experience, and you haven't actually done the work to explore life and different options and to also explore yourself, what you'll probably do, and I've seen so many dancers do this, is they say, well, I guess I'll be a Pilates teacher. Well, I guess I'll be a physical therapist. Well, I guess I'll be a dance teacher. I guess I'll be a choreographer. These are all great things. Not throwing shade at any of these options. What I am questioning is that really it? We seek to make a decision with certainty based off of a very limited perspective. So here's my advice to you. Instead of choosing or really trying to get clear on what am I going to do after ballet, now first explore. This is the easiest thing that you can possibly do. Go on the internet, listen to the Ballet to Business podcast that my friend Jordan Tilton does. I love her podcast. I know that she has an incredible library of episodes that interview other dancers who went from a ballet career to making their own business or embarking on a different career path. And I think it's so cool because the commonality in a lot of the episodes I've listened to, and I have one too where she interviewed me, but y'all probably know my story, so listen to the other ones, you know? But what I love about listening to the other dancers is almost all of these dancers had no clue that they were going to end up where they are today, but they remained open to opportunity. They volunteered for some things that opened their mind. They engaged in the outside world, outside of ballet, enough to gain perspective on, I think here's some other things I might want to do with my life. So here's my advice to you. Go on the internet and search about different lifestyles. Explore different life paths that are so different from yours and that totally open your mind to what else you can do that's not just ballet related. Because y'all, before you're a dancer, you're a person. And though I like to say that ballet isn't who you are, it just expresses and connects with parts of who you are. So it feels like a fit, it feels like who you are, but no, it just expresses who you are very well, or it provides a medium for expressing who you are. So with that mentality, be aware that there are probably parts of you that aren't well expressed through ballet. And maybe what you'll be served by is exploring what parts of yourself aren't expressed by ballet very well, and what are some other career paths that nurture that. So instead of getting stuck in, well, all I know is that I like ballet, and so what are some career paths that aren't being a dancer, but, close? Open your mind to A, what other career paths and lifestyles are out there? B, what parts of your personality are not expressed by ballet, but could be expressed by something else? C, expose yourself to different opportunities. So not just like learning online or through asking other people about their lives, but actually do things and take action, pick up a hobby, volunteer for something, start a little side business. If you have a family friend or a friend who has a business, ask if you can help out and just do a little part-time work or just do an internship that's unpaid. It is amazing how much you not only learn about yourself, but you also gain work experience that you can leverage later to get a better job. There's that. Or also, you create a relationship with that person who gave you the job that, they can hire you back later, or they can say, you did a really good job. I'm going to recommend you to my other friend who owns a business or who works at this company. They can tell you more about, what they do and help you get your foot in the door. Relationships are key. I think my twin sister, who's actually a career coach, she would be so proud of me for making this video. Comment below if you want me to have her on. We can talk about career with her. She's like the real professional here. But yeah, exposure and taking action and experimenting is everything. If it's not already obvious, don't be afraid to do something totally different. It's amazing how much something totally different can still feel so much like you. Almost just like ballet did, but it's something totally different. You don't have to stick in a ballet related career path. But after you've gained awareness and experience of what other options are out there, I say that's first really, really important. When I was pursuing a professional career and I hadn't yet attained it, I went to college. And so while I was in college, I was like, well, since I'm here, I think it's really important to study something else and to prepare myself for another career path. I still agree with this choice because my mentality was that I have the opportunity right now to use this investment of college, which is obviously so expensive. I have the opportunity to use it well by preparing for 2 or more career paths out of this one educational experience. So I did that, but I think one of my biggest takeaways from my experience of preparing myself for a career in finance, and I really convinced myself like, this is what I was gonna do. I was gonna get my master's in finance after I stopped dancing, like this is the thing. And then, ironically, only 2 years after I graduated, I had been dancing for a professional company. No, it was a year and a half, honestly. And a knee injury unexpectedly brought my career to a close. And it totally interrupted my plans. At that point, strangely, that desire to go into finance, it was just gone. I'm a Christian, and like for me, I cannot separate this career path I'm on from like just the glory of God. Like it's straight up a miracle that I'm doing what I'm doing now. It fell into my lap. Like that's a whole different story. Let me know if you want me to tell it. What's so crazy is like I changed so much as a person in a year and a half, that despite the fact that I thought I knew everything I wanted and I thought the doors would just be open to me, first, the doors to finance strangely felt closed at that time. Now, I don't believe that they were. It's just, I didn't want that option anymore. I didn't want to go back to school. It's just crazy to me that I thought I knew what I wanted. And then, at the time I thought, perfect, I'm going to have a backup plan. That backup plan seemed like it was nowhere to be found. But here's what got me through. It was just so important to just start taking action, to do something. Take any job. Like, don't be afraid of just taking any job. Obviously, like, I think you can be strategic in what kind of job you take, but sometimes it's not like if you just take a job to pay your bills for a time that, you'll be closed off from any option forever. That's more of like a permanent career path. So be aware that there's no pressure really, unless you're putting it on yourself, to know exactly what you're going to do and like start on your forever career path right away after you finish ballet. Like you will have time. Take another job, get some experience, find yourself, give yourself some time. You're going to need some time after pursuing a career professionally to get to know yourself again after ballet. Like that whole identity crisis thing is not to be underestimated. It is so important to get support in that period from a coach, a therapist, to just walk you through, first off, grieving well, because it is important to know that like you're letting go of a lot of familiar things in your life. Even if you're happy to leave, like that still requires some reckoning. You're also going to experience just a shift in how you perceive yourself. And it's really important to get to know yourself well and what you want and reconcile some parts of you that were associated to ballet that you don't want anymore. And so it's amazing how much you'll change after you stop dancing, and to give yourself the freedom and openness in your mind to be open to new things according to the new you that you won't even know at this point right now. Like, that's so important. So my advice is to not only expose yourself to a bunch of different possibilities and different paths. B, don't be afraid to do something non-ballet related. C, take action to figure out other parts of yourself and what you might be good at, what you might like. Next, know that you will change as a person after you stop dancing. You will. And you're going to get to know new parts of yourself that might be crazy about another line of work that you never knew about. So instead of knowing what career path you're going to do after ballet, here's how you can prepare. First, build relationships with lots of different kinds of people. I know that might seem hard, but as much as you can, even online, like, you can make friendships through Instagram. Honestly, I have a lot of dear friends that I've met through Instagram. We've never even met in person, but we FaceTime all the time, we Zoom, you know? So like, it's amazing what other lifestyles you can be exposed to through Instagram or, you know, your personal network, but you can also get to know people and just ask them about what they do and just look at the world through a different lens, and you're going to see different opportunities. That will allow you to increase not only your awareness of different possibilities, but it will also, through relationships, you're going to be able to ask those people for help when you need it, ask them for work, see how you can help, participate in an internship, get connected to an internship or an entry-level job. Truly, relationships are it's a priceless resource for you when you are looking for more opportunities in life. Next, don't just focus on answering the question, well, what do I like, and then build a career around that, but rather, what problems do you like solving? What problems are you not only good at solving, but you're passionate about solving? That is like the 1-2 punch of really finding really great work in your life. Once I kind of got to know the new me after I stopped dancing, I realized that a problem I was very aware of is a lack of mental support and guidance in this industry, and emotional support. So many dancers are facing a lot of mental challenges that are inhibiting their ability to perform and enjoy this art while they can do it. But, you know, they're not getting support in this area to break free from those mentalities and those difficult emotions and things like that. And they're not getting support from someone who actually understands the industry, which is so transformative. And so when I recognized that's a problem I deeply experience, and it also is a problem that I was interested in solving because I noticed I was kind of helping my friends do it just as a friend when I was injured. And so that's kind of how this business came to be that I'm in right now as a mindset coach, because I became aware of a problem, and I also recognized that I had the skill set as a person and the desire to solve it. And so that was a way to find work, you know, for me that has been very purposeful, and I enjoy it. And I can tell you, I would have never been where I am today if I just asked myself, what do I like to do? You know, what I like to do is I like to dance, you know? I like to cook. I like to just go on long walks, you know? Instead of just finding enjoyment, finding purpose is a great way to find very great work for you. My last piece of advice for you, just start engaging with opportunities that not only build your skill set as a person, but also show your character as a potential employee. Things that you can honestly put on a resume. This goes a very long way. So in college, I think what I would have done differently as a person, like if I were trying to go after a job where I'm not working for myself, but I'm working for someone else, is instead of just trying to get perfect grades, like I think this was a mistake I made, honestly. Instead of trying to get perfect grades and have so much certainty about what I was going to do and how I was going to do it, if I was just building relationships with people and volunteering, serving in different like student organizations and things like that, I would have actually had things to put on a piece of paper and been like, here is experience that I have, like work experience or leadership experience, versus like what I had to show at the end of college was I have a plan, question mark, and I have almost a 4.0, question mark, which guess what? You know what's so sad? No one flipping asked me what my GPA was. No one asked me. I worked so hard for it. No one asked me. So my advice is like build experience that shows that you have initiative, that you take action. It demonstrates skill sets that you have as a person, and it could definitely help you to get an employment opportunity in the future. Even if that work experience is in a field that is not related to the job you end up wanting later on, it still shows that you did something rather than having nothing on paper. So dancers, I know this video is getting kind of long and it's kind of been, a little bit more free-flowing, let's say, but I really hope that you benefited strongly from this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you appreciated this video, and please, please, please do share this video with a friend if you know that this friend is contemplating their next steps after ballet. This is a really tough and lonely spot to be in, so if you could just be a great friend to them, send them this video. I would love to help them, and they're also welcome to reach out to me on Instagram at TwinTalksBallet, because I really don't want other dancers to go through that crisis that I definitely faced, but feeling mostly alone in it. I don't want dancers to feel alone or so uninformed. So dancers, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.